Namaskaram, everybody. So wonderful to have you all join us at our weekly Saturday Discourse or Satsang on the occasion of Panguni Uttaram and on the occasion of Holi. Wish you all a very Shubh day. Today's the person who's talking to us is no other than Rajesh Kaniyur. You have heard him many a times on our discourses, and the topic that he has taken up for us this time is Shri Suktam. A couple of words about Rajesh ji. He hails from Tamil Nadu. He studied at Kamaraj University in Madurai. He learned the Vedas from his own father, a Vedic scholar, Ganesh Bhatt ji. And nowadays he did computer applications in the US and he works for Royal Caribbean. And in his spare time, he does a lot of seva. So he is associated with our Shiva Vishnu temple. He's associated with the Bhujageshwar temple, and he's associated with IHU. Amongst things that I know, there probably are other organizations that he's doing work with as well. But we're absolutely delighted to call him our own. And without further ado, Rajeshji, part 2 of Shri Suktam. Thank you.
Namaste, Shafaji. Thank you for your wonderful introduction. Just a quick correction. Ganesh Bhatt is not my father. Ganesh Bhatt ji is my guru. I'm still learning from him a lot of, advanced mantras. So just a quick correction.
I know. Thank you. And K.C.
Yes.
Sundaraman is your daddy.
That's my dad.
Right. Apologies.
No, you're good. You're good. Yeah. All right. Namaskaram, everyone. So we've been doing this Sri Shuktam. So we started off during the Diwali time, and then we did explanation on Diwali, and we also did a slight overview on Sri Shuktam, which predominantly talks about the Parabrahma Swarupini in the form of Mahalakshmi. And last session we have done the part 1 of Sri Shuktam, where we covered a set of 3 mantras. Sri Shuktam, as we said, it has got 15 mantras, and all these 15 mantras, predominantly talks about the Adiparashakti, and there is followed by benefits. If you understand the benefits of the Sri Shuktam, you will automatically understand the meaning of the Sri Shuktam. So that's where it is. So now today's session, we are going to go ahead, further move ahead and define and contemplate on other meanings, the next set of mantras. So before we move on, we will try to do a small catch up on what we have done during the last session. So this way everybody is on the same page. So what we did last time was, we all know that Suktas. So we started to define from Suktas. We all know Suktas are like a set of mantras from the Vedic literature. All the Vedic literature are usually referred to as mantras. Note there is a difference between mantras, shlokas, and stotras. So whatever mantras we are seeing, those are all referred in the Vedic literature. Ukta meaning said. Sukta meaning well said. So it is as good as saying, wow. We say, wow, what a brilliant way of saying it. So that's what is called Shukta. So we have been contemplating on Sri Shuktam. So we have finished part 1 and looked at 3 mantras. There are as we said, 15 mantras. Each mantra has its own rishi. Each mantra, imagine, each mantra has its own rishi. While the rishis were meditating, when they were under deep meditation, these mantras were revealed to them. It was not that they're imagining something and putting it. It was instructed to them. So they in turn revealed to their sishyas. Each mantra is fixed to a certain rishi, and each mantra is fixed to a particular chanda. As you know, there are like 7 chandas. 7 chandas represents the 7 horses of the Surya Narayana. So the 7 chanda, each mantra is in a particular chanda, and it is invoked to the particular deity. Each mantra is invoked to a particular deity. So we will go further when we will look at it. So the first mantra is Hiranyavarnam Harinim Suvarnarajatasrajam Chandram Hiranmayil Lakshmin Jatavedo Maavaha. So the first mantra is for the deity Agni Devata. Jataveta, oh Jataveta. Jataveta is nothing but the Agni Devata. So I request you to bring unto me or invoke on me that Lakshmi who is glowing like a gold, Hiranyavarnam, who is glowing like a gold, who is beautiful like a deer, Harineem, and who is wearing gold and silver mala, Suvarna Rajatas Rajam. So we went through various meaning of Jataveta also. Then Lakshmi Devi, the meaning we defined Lakshmi, who is Lakshmi. So Lakshmi Devi also means the Kundalini Shakti. If you are in spiritual practices, you know what it is, right? Kundalini Shakti. So that means we have to have clarity in our mind. Such clarity is defined as Lakshmi. So that's why when we chant Gayatri Mantra, Dhyo Yona Prachodayat, may you always illumine us clarity in my intellect. So we need Lakshmi Devi's presence in order for us to get illuminated. So give me that buddhi or that clarity or that knowledge, bring into my life. And you takes that from the Sahasrara to the Turiya or whatever we call it. So such Lakshmi may I invoke with your blessings, O Jataveta. That's the first mantra. Then the second mantra, what we did is, having invoked Lakshmi Devi, we ask her with the blessings of Lakshmi Devi, I shall lead most comfortable life. So that means, if in order for you to live comfortable life, she needs to reside on you. She needs to reside on your house. So I want that stable Lakshmi, Anapagamini. Anapagamini meaning that stable Lakshmi. I want that stable Lakshmi. Lakshmi have to be here all the time, consistently, constantly. So let that Lakshmi reside in that sadhaka or seeker. Let's say sadhaka or seeker. Who is the seeker? We are the seeker here. So, and she should never quit from our heart. So that's the intention. So that's the second mantra. Then moving on to the third mantra, we said Ashwapurvam Rathamadhyam Hastinadha Prabodhinim. Ashwapurvam, the horses. The horses are in the front, followed by the Ratha. Ashwapurvam Rathamadhyam Hastinadam. Hastinadam, the big noise, the big sound, woken up by the Hastinada, sound of the elephants. So you can imagine the fire god is bringing that Mother Lakshmi in a chariot and coming into the sadhaka now. So may that mother constantly bless me, and she does not come alone. She comes with the entire paraphernalia, entire peripherals. So Shri Devi comes unto those who have yoked their horses in their chariot. So what does that mean? So how many horses do we have? We have 10 horses. 5 organs of perception, 5 organs of action. Action and perception. 5 organs of action, 5 organs of perception. Once we control these 5 organs, these 10 organs, once we yoked everything together, Shri Devi automatically will reside in our heart. So Jnaneshwar Maharaj clearly put it, who's Jnaneshwar Maharaj, right? During those days in Maharashtra, there was a big Sant movement. All these big sants like Nivritti, Jnandev, Chopin, Muktabai, Eknath, Namdev, Tukaram, and Jnaneshwar Maharaj. Jnaneshwar Maharaj has written the Bhagavad Gita in Marathi. That's called Jnaneshwari. Jnaneshwari is fantastic book. It's same equivalent to Bhagavad Gita. So he clearly says, if we can control one organ, right, or one set of action, then we can control the entire thing. Everything will follow for the suit. What is that organ? That's the tongue. If we can control our tongue, so how do we control? So we have to watch what we eat, how much we eat, when to eat. If those things are controlled, and the speech, action, that's the action, right? Speech from the tongue. When to speak, when not to speak, how much to speak, and how not to speak. If you can control all these things, everything else will follow the suit. But what we do nowadays, we eat as if we have bottomless pit. So if we control all this, Ashwapuram, Ratamadhyam, choked, all the horses are choked now. So now Lakshmi Devi, so now we controlled everything. So Lakshmi Devi is in our heart right now. So when she is coming, how is the experience of her coming? right? Shriyam Devi Mupakvaye Shirma Devir Jushatam. Devim Jushatam, may she protect me. Devim Jushatam. And Chandasya Prayoga, if you use Devi Ma Jushatam, may the mother protect me. Devi Ma Jushatam, may the mother protect me. Shriyam Devi Mupakvaye Shirma Devir Jushatam. That completes the third mantra. Now further moving on. Kam so smitham hiranya pragharam ardran jwalantim triptan tarpayantim. You're able to see in the PowerPoint, right? That mantra. I hope, yes. If you can just do a thumbs up, you can see. Okay. Kam so smitham hiranya pragharam ardran jwalantim triptan tarpayantim. So how is she when she's coming? What is the experience? When how is the experience of her coming? So let's look at that in this mantra. So let's look at Kam so smitham. Smitham meaning smiling. Means smiling. She has a beautiful smile. Who has a beautiful smile? Smile. So glowing with this joyous smile. Right? So Lakshmi right now, you are the Parabrahma Swarupini. So when you are also glowing because calm. What is calm? Calm meaning that Brahman alone. Brahman has so many different names. You can call it calm, then kaha, kam, humpat, bhat. When you offer something in the Agni, you say humpat param jyotishe swaha, humpat swaha, astraya bhat. So all those things represents only the Parabrahman alone. So ka iti brahmano iti kam. So that's what is it? Calm means. Calm means that Brahman alone. So we are inviting her as Parabrahma Swarupini. So who, when she comes, calm. So the sadhana is also will blow like a joyous smile. Then Hiranya Prakaram. She is the one who is the nature of kind of Hiranya, the glowing nature. Prakara meaning the nature, right? Glowing nature. If it is taken as Parabrahma Swarupini, then she is the kind of glowing nature. But if it is taken as the Shakti of Narayana, Prakara is the Shakti of Narayana, then it is the glowing fort. Prakara, Prakara, the fort, the fortress. The fortress we have to cross to reach that glow. What is the fortress we have to cross? We have to be in the deep meditation. Right? We have to cross. Nothing should be impacted me. That is why when we do any mantras or any puja, before that, we do something called nyasam. During that nyasa process, nyasam meaning give up or invoke. But there are two meanings to nyasam. Either you give up, that's why we say sannyasi ki tarah. Sannyasi meaning give up, or nyasam meaning invoke. So when we do the nyasam, we slowly start to give up so many things. And then we also invoke. And we circle around us, right? Remember, people have done this like that. So that means we put a circle around us. Iti digbandha, digbandha. That means nothing, the external should not impact us when I'm doing this sadhaka, when I am doing this meditation, or when I am doing this parayana. Nothing should impact me. Nothing should impact me. So that is what is nyasam. So it is taken as Shakti of Narayana, then it is the glowing fort. That fortress we have to cross to reach that glow. At the same time, she is Ardram. Ardram meaning she is wet. What is wet? Wet meaning she is very compassionate, very patient, as well as she is Jwalantim. Compassionate, at the same time she is Jwalantim, not burning. Right? Cooling effect like Chandra, Jwalantim. So both aspects of glowing and compassionate. Triptan Tarpayantim. She is always pleased and satisfied. Hence, therefore, the devotees are also pleased and satisfied. Where is she in that? Padme Sthitam. She is in the Padma. What kind of Padma? We will see that in later. Padma Varnam. in that beautiful white lotus with a golden tinge to it. Have you seen the lotus? White lotus, the golden tinge to it. Tamihopak, we are looking at the meaning in a high level standpoint, then we will go deeper into one by one. Tamihopak Vayeshriyam. May she be invoked so that she bless the sadhaka. Tamihopak Vayeshriyam. So Lakshmi is invoked in the supreme form, Parabrahma Swarupini. So now let's take deeper into that. Ardram, Lakshmi Devi, who is compassionate, also known as Ardra, because she was born in the nakshatra called Ardra Nakshatra. That is one meaning. Also, the rising of the spiritual energy from Mooladhara and flows through all the way to the Sahasrara. Mooladhara, where is Mooladhara? Right here. Mooladhara all the way to the Sahasrara, right there. So when it flows through Ardram, that energy, it flows through to the Sahasrara. Jwalantim, don't take her for granted. She's Jwalantim. It's not burning, it's bright. When the Shakti flows through, when the Shakti flows through from Mooladhara to Sahasrara, each kind of glow or different kinds of experiences, the devotee also will go through. So another meaning is when you have unconditional love, their eyes are filled with glow. Have you ever seen Ramakrishna Paramahamsa or Ramana Maharishi or Vivekananda? Anybody? Look at their eyes. Mahapareva. Look at their eyes. His eyes are glowing, right? Even though they wear the chashma, the spectacles, behind that eyes are glowing. So that is the glow. Ardram, Triptan Tarpayantim. How is she? She is in the constant blissful state. When can we be in a constant blissful state? See, our mission is we should give maximum happiness to maximum people in maximum ways possible. When can we give it? The one who is happy alone can give happiness. If you are happy, then you can give the happiness to someone else. If you are sad and then you are just completely out of mood, you are sitting like this, everybody will be around you will be sad. Only if you are happy, you can give the happiness to others. So when will we be happy? When we have enough to share with everybody, then we can give it. Like the kids, when they go to, Halloween just finished, right? When the kids, they go to trick or treat, they eat so much, they accumulate so many chocolates. And then, over a period of time, they had eaten a lot of it. And huge chunk of treats, right? So lots of chocolate they eat, and over the period of time, they deplete everything. And then look at the child psychology here, right? So the child would not want to eat that last piece, and either he does not want to give away also. He will just sit on it. It will smell it. It will just sit on it, right? But the child is happy with that. So our happiness is also like that. Triptam, she is ever content. Hence, whoever she blesses their life also will be happy and satisfied. So definitely here, it is not the aspect of wealth. So Lakshmi is not only the bank balance, which we have seen already. So here it is not the aspect of wealth. If it is only money, how much is enough? Tell me. During our days, when I was a child, during our days, we call them as Lakpati, Lakshadipati, Lakpati. So Lakpati means, he has a lot of money. So we used to envy them. And then when I slowly become adult, I started hearing Karorpati, crores of money. So from that standpoint, what happened to the Lakpati? Gone. Then I came to this country. Then started with the millionaires. Then they talk about billionaires. Now they are talking about trillionaires. Presently, there are more trillionaires. So how much is enough? So we are not talking about the peripheral. It's something that we are satisfied and content, and whose presence in our heart gives us contentment. Whose presence? Lakshmi Devi's presence. Padme Sthitam. She is seated in the Padma. Padma Varnam, in the Kshira Sagara. Padma Varnam, Kshira Sagara, in which she is seated quietly and peacefully That Padma Varnam Lakshmi, can you imagine there is like, when she is in the Kshira Sagara, Kshira meaning milky ocean, right? Kshira Sagara is milky ocean. What color is milk? White color. Apyayas vasametute vishvata soma vrishniyam. Navagraha Suktam cleanly put it. For Chandra, Apyayas vasametute vishvata soma vrishniyam bhava vajasya sankate. Right? Chandra, milky. Chandram Chandra Sakodari, that we will see it later. There is absolutely no striking difference between the background and the foreground. Ksheerasagara. So it's also white in color. The lotus is also white in color. So on that lotus, who is sitting? Someone who is glowing like a white with a golden tinge. So absolutely no difference. Tami hopak paye shriyam, may I invoke that Lakshmi that gives that is Tami hopak paye shriyam. When we go into the deeper, more deeper meaning, Kamiti Brahmano Namaha, meaning Parabrahma Paramatma. She, who is the Parabrahma Swarupini here? Lakshmi Devi is the Parabrahma. She is the cause for everything. The primordial cause. As in this mantra, we said every mantra has a deity into it. This mantra, which is represented as Shri Devi. So by calling her as Brahman, it is also being said very clearly that Brahman is something which cannot be Ashabdam, Asparisham, Achintyam. What is that? Ashabdam, which cannot be expressed in words. Can you explain Brahman in words? No. Which cannot be touched. Asparisham cannot be touched. Can you tell that in an instrument? No. Achintyam, meaning the Kena Upanishad clearly put it, Paramatma is not the concept that you can understand. You have to experience it. If somebody says, hey, did you understand Paramatma? And if they say, yes, I understood it, is wrong. You cannot understand the Paramatma. You cannot understand the Brahman. You have to experience this. So all the process of Shravana and Manana, everything, whatever we do, everything leads to that effort. We'll take a simple example, right? We have 6 tastes, right? We have a lot of taste. So let's take an example for a sweet. You take Rasagulla, right? When you take Rasagulla, if someone comes and asks you, how does Rasagulla taste? Can you explain? You would say, oh, it's fantastic. It's awesome. That fantastic does not mean Rasagulla is fantastic. You will have to experience it. Then only you will know. Otherwise, you will never know. It's not like when you go to Six Flags and then you fall down. Oh, it's fantastic. Very nice. Superb. You have to experience that Brahman. You have to experience that state. Right? So that is what it is. So you need to experience it. So smitam. So smitam meaning sa vu smitam. Smita. Smita Vaktradhara. Such beautiful smile. Those who are meditating on that smiley mother, they also will have smile in their face. So in the first mantra, we invoked Lakshmi Devi in the heart, and in the last mantra, which we just saw, Ashwapurvam Ratamadhyam, she was like coming, and in that mantra, she has already come. So that which we are aiming for is right in front of you. Mother is right in front of you. The smiley face. So different shining glow. That shining glow is so bright yet pleasant. Just repeating so many things here because we want to clearly understand this concept here. That's why mother is always described as moonlight. When you are in the city, you will never appreciate the moonlight because all other LED lights will distract you. So in order to appreciate the moonlight, you will have to go someplace like a wilderness, somewhere in the forest. And then even though it is cold, just put a plastic paper and then just, write down and then look at plenty of stars. Center of it, you would see the Chandra, the moon, the moonlight. You would appreciate the moonlight. You would even read. You can even read. You don't even need a light. You can even read. Right? Ardram, From that Milky Ocean, when Lakshmi Devi was born, at that time, the nakshatra during her birth is Ardra nakshatra. Ardra is also called Drava. Drava is basically a liquid. Other meaning is the flow of rasa, spiritual rasa from that Kundalini, or if you do the Kundalini Shastra, then it is Kundalini or Mooladhara to the Sahasrara. Jwalantim, though it is Ardram, it is Jwalantim, it is not burning. We said that it is bright. So when that Shakti flows through, each one of the chakra will have the glowing experiences. Triptam, constant blissful state. When will we get the constant blissful state? Navaratri just passed, right, in October. During the Navaratri time, so much of festivities around. The golus, you go to somebody's house and they will come to your house. Everywhere you go, you eat sundal, you eat a lot of prasad and everything. Finally, when so much of decorations on their house, so much of themes, they will have. So if someone brings anything, finally during the Vijayadashmi day, so you are all, every day you are full, you are tripti every day. And then Vijayadashmi day, cook elaborately at your home and then you offer it to the god and then you eat. After you eat, you are like satisfied, tripti. So now if someone comes in front of you and then give you, hey, can you have someone? I just made it just for you. Can you eat this? Oh no, I'm already satisfied. I cannot eat it anymore. I'm done. So that time you are satisfied. So what made you satisfied? Annadanam, annam, triptam. So remaining all dhanams, how much enough is not enough. So Indians always say, they have a tendency when you go into somebody's house and then you eat, they will say, eat little more, eat little more. And you say, when you like it, oh, you like it? Okay, eat a little more, some more, please. Right? Mothers always serve one more to the child. So if that Lakshmi is invoked, then seeker also will be constantly satisfied. Triptam, that seeker will be satisfied. So in this mantra, who is the presiding deity? Sri Lakshmi, Sri Devi, that we say. Then Chandram Prabhasam. Let's go to the next slide. Chandram Prabhasham Yasasa Jwalantim Shriyam Loke Deva Jushta Mudharam Tham Padmini Mim Charanamaham Prapadhye Alakshmir Me Nashyatam Tvam Brane. Tvam Brane. I choose from various things only you. There are so many things. I choose only you, Mother. I seek refuge unto you only. Who is this? Tam Padmini Mim. That who is known as Padmini. How is she? Chandram. When the Milky Ocean was churned, there are various things that Milky Ocean gave out. Chandra is one of the attributes. Chandra is also a product of the Milky Ocean, who is Lakshmi Devi's brother. Chandram, Chandra Sagodarim, Chaturbhujam, Chandra Rupam, Indiram, Indu Sedalam, Ahlad Jananim, Pushtim, Tushtim, Dharidriyanasini, Lakshmi Ashtotram. Chandram, Chandra Sagodarim, sister of Mr. Chandra. But when we look into the Devi Purana, all that were created in the mother of the Milky Ocean, what we have, the different amsas of Lakshmi. What are different amsas of Lakshmi Devi? Kamadhenu, Airavada, so many other things, right? So she is beautiful as moon. Look at this contradiction here, right? Lakshmi Devi itself is glow. She gets the glow from the Chandra, Chandram Prabhasam. Chandra is her sister, Chandra is his sister, brother. And then Chandra, she is getting the glow from the Chandra. She itself is glowing. So her glow is famous. So wherever there is any fame, it is because of her glow alone. Jwalantim Shriyam Loke. Shriyam Loke. How many worlds? Loke, how many worlds? 14 worlds. We can say 14 worlds. What are the 14 worlds? Bhuhu, Bhuvaha, Suvaha, Mahaha, Janaha, Tapaha, Satyam, upper worlds. Lower worlds. Atala, Vitala, Sutala, Taradala, Rasatala, Patala, 7 worlds. 14 worlds. Irel Bhuvanangal. 2 times 7, 14. Bhuvanam. 14 worlds shine forth only because of her, only because of the Divine Mother. You can take it as 14 or you can take it as 3 worlds, right? Upper world, lower world, Bhuloka. You can take that verse also. All glowing because of the Mother, her presence only. Deva Jushtham Udharam, who is pleased with all the gods. Charanamaham Prapadye, to such Padmini who is surrounded by these lotuses, I surrender myself completely unto her feet. Charanamaham Prapadye. Alakshmir me Nashya. So in this surrender, I also seek, may all the Alakshmi. What is Alakshmi? Everything opposite of Lakshmi. So then what is Lakshmi? Lakshmi means beautiful, bright, brilliance, prosperity. It's all called Lakshmi. Everything opposite of Lakshmi. So we said beauty. What is the opposite of beauty? Ugliness. Opposite of bright, right? Dull, brilliance, lethargic, prosperity, poverty. So all these are Alakshmi. Alakshmi Nashya. Uproot all those Alakshmi. Nashyatam. May all the Alakshmis be destroyed completely. And I surrender. So there is a story here. Before Lakshmi Devi was born, there was another older sister for Lakshmi Devi who is called Jeshta Lakshmi. Jeshta Lakshmi was born, elder sister. She was the exact opposite of Lakshmi. So all the devas, caught hold of Kali, and then Kali got married to Jeshta Lakshmi. So we are experiencing the Kali Yuga right here. So they said, all the devas said, you are required and you make her as your consort, and Kali is the husband of Jeshta Lakshmi. All those who lives in the Kali Yuga, everybody will pray Jeshta Lakshmi should be removed. So what is Kali meaning? Kali means mechanical. That's what Kali means. Kali means mechanical. Everything is machine, mechanical meaning everything is machine oriented. In this Kali Yuga, everything is machine oriented. I'm talking to you right now. I'm talking to you via a machine. Because of the machine. You can see me because of that instrument. I go by a car, machine. Those of you who could not come, right? You can see me through the machine. Earlier, people were living really healthy life because they were like self-reliant. Now we are more reliant to machines. Now we became slaves of the machines, and we cannot even survive without these machines. That is the true state, right? So there is no what do you call the life becomes so mechanical and boring. Kali, mechanical and boring. There is no rasa into it. There is no Lakshmitva into it. Why? Because of all Lakshmi. Starting from the morning while we wake up, oh my God, I have to wake up now. First Lakshmi starts right there. As soon as you wake up, the first thing you do, you have what you have to do, you are supposed to do, you rub your feet, Karagre, Vasate Lakshmi, Karamadhye Saraswati, Karamule Govinda, Prabhate, Karadarshana. And then before you step out, you touch the Mother Earth and you chant the mantra or whatever. Please bear with me. I will be stepping you throughout the day. So being in Kali Yuga, the extensive influence of Alakshmi, Mrs. Kali, is so predominant here. So let me invoke you with all those virtues you stand for, Tvam Rine. So the sadhaka had to choose which Lakshmi you want. It is up to you to choose which Lakshmi you want. Having chosen Lakshmi, you will complain, there is no grace in my life. You are sitting in a dark room, there is no light. All you have to do is just get up and turn on that light. You have everything. All you have to do is get up and turn on the light. You have to make that choice. Sadhaka has to make that choice, right? So what we have chosen here, did we choose Lakshmi or did we choose Lakshmi? So here we are praying, uproot all the Lakshmi. Chandra Shakodari, who has given her brilliance to Chandra, and Chandra is maintaining his name as well because of the Lakshmi. So borrowed from Lakshmi Devi, now he is compared against that Lakshmi Devi itself. No, when you child and dad, right? Normally, if a child shines, whom he will be compared? He will be compared, oh, like a father or like a mother. Similarly, here, Chandra and Lakshmi. So borrowed from you borrowed all the qualities, all the gene from your parents, and then you are compared against your parents. Similarly, here, Chandra borrowed everything from the Lakshmi, and now she is compared with the Lakshmi here. Same thing, right? Yashasa Jwalantim. So as we said, everybody has that spark. You just have to tap it. This spark is expressed with Yashasa Jwalantim. Shriyam Loke. One step of understanding is like there are, as we said, 3 worlds, right? So we have seen the highest level of meaning on the Shriyam Loke. Now we are going deeper significance of it. There are 3 worlds, as we said. What are these 3 worlds? So I'm not talking about Bhurbhuvasvaha, upper world, lower world, and Bhuloka. There are 3 worlds: waking world, dream world, and deep state. So there is this Asura who lives like very conveniently, jumping from like, each one of the world at a time. To catch him, it is very tough. So, you go from that waking state and then you go to the dream state. It's very tough. You just sleep. You just go to sleep. Now I understand better, people when they listen to my speech, you're all sleeping right now. It's very tough to control the sleep. So this Asura quietly attacking in the waking world and goes to the next world where he is protected. He's protected completely. Have you heard about the Tripurasura story? Tripurasura got this blessing, and he also said you can destroy these 3 worlds when all these align together at the same time. When all the worlds align together at the same time. Does it ever happen? Everything aligned together? Almost impossible. So what havoc this Asura has created? So Lord Shiva finally said, enough is enough. I'm going to kill you. So he put that Banam. Apparently that Banam is strengthless. Then Parvati Devi, Adi Parashakti, herself turned into the arrow, and then she destroyed the Asura. Lokeshriyam, then Lokam was very good. Another meaning is, in the samasti, materialistic view, let's go to the samasti level, right? The entire cosmos, the entire creation is taken care by only this Divine Mother. Even the whole Prakriti, if you take, entire Prakriti is taken care of by her. So this, the 2 years ago, a couple of years ago, I went to this beautiful temple that's in Horanadu, Karnataka. There, Mother was worshipped as Annapurna Devi, Annapurneshwari. Beautiful location. Right? So in that temple vicinity, there is a place. You can stay. There is a place to stay. However, there are no hotels at all. No hotels. You know why? Because it is under the abode of Annapurna Devi. So what the temple does is, morning, afternoon, and evening, how many ever people come there, fresh food is always waiting for them. You do not even find a beggar there. I grew up in Tamil Nadu. When I go to the temple like Palani, I'm close to Palani or Tirupati. When you go, every 2 steps you will find a beggar. Every 2 steps. Then my kid, one time he went and then, oh, they're waiting for a hi-fi, and then he just gave a hi-fi also to that beggar. And he's waiting for something else. Right? So Annapurna. And another important thing that amazed me was, the best part, that really touched my heart was like, everybody was fed. And after everybody was fed, the Naivedyam is offered to the Annapurna. Usually it is the other way around, right? Before you fed everyone, you offer Naivedyam to the goddess first, and then you offer to the public or to the devotees. Here, I got so emotional because the entire village, everybody was fed. And after that, they take that and then they offer it to the god. Because Mother wants to make sure everyone ate. Show compassion, show passionate. Then I visited all parts of the temple over there. Then I was coming out, I saw like 4 containers of big pots. On those pots, the foods were completely packed with a water bottle, cleanly packed, everything. I was wondering, what is this for? Because everybody is eating there. Why is this for? Is it to go? Then I asked that priest, why is this? He said, there are so many people who are like, what do you call them? Thieves and thugs, right? Unfortunate children of goddesses. Let's put it that way. Unfortunate children of goddesses, thieves and thugs. They don't want to show the face in front of the goddess. For them, we have kept the food. I really got emotional after hearing that. Look at everybody is fed. Mother makes sure everybody is fed. She's so compassionate, right? Shriyam Loke. So she takes care of the entire Prithvi, constantly looking for the welfare of the entire creation. So we are all created by him. So she constantly looks at us. Deva Jushtam, she is described here as pleased by whom? Deva Jushtam, pleased by Devas. Who are the Devas? Indra, Vishnu, Rudra, Brahma, Varuna, name everything, everybody. All Deva Jushtam, pleased by all the Devas. One meaning of Deva is, which is illuminating. That's what the meaning of Deva. The one who has raised himself to the purest state. This purest state is called Sattvic state. There are 3 states, right? 3 gunas. Sattvic, Rajasic, Tamasic. Sattvic state, that is the purest nature. Sattvic nature, they are called Devas. So she is pleased with those who are constantly abiding Sattvic nature. Yes, Tamasic nature is required, without which you cannot even sleep without Tamasic nature. But during the waking hours, right, even though we have to run in the world with Rajasic, what is that spearheads the Rajasic force? Is it that Tamasic instant itself? Sorry, the Sattvic instant? So Deva Jushtam, pleased with the Sattvic nature alone. So now, let me ask you 2 questions. You don't have to answer it right now, just for you to think about. Right? When we look at like every day's work, are we constantly in the Sattvic mode? 1. Is there anybody forcing us not to be Sattvic? Think about it. Tvam Rene, I choose you to be constantly, vigilantly be in the Sattvic nature. Tvam Rene. Guruji, so difficult to be in the Sattvic nature. Don't worry. She is Udaram. What is Udaram? Udaram means she is generous. She is very patient. Even though you are not Sattvic, she is very patient and she is generous. She will wait for you. She still waits for each one of us to grow to that Sattvic nature. You as parents, always expect your children to be in the highest state, right? The greatest of greatest. So when the child is not catching up to that, then what will you do? Usually every house it happens. Sama, Dhana, Danda, Bheda, right? Sometimes, you inspire them. Sometimes you perspire them. Sometimes you terrify them. Sometimes, that should not be spoken about here, right? You do that. Whatever you do, mother is always patient. Growing up, when we meet our, used to meet, we have a lot of friends, right? When we meet our friend circle, we all talk about our parents, how your mother is, how your dad is, everybody was in the same page at the end of the conversation. Everybody, all the moms and dads spoke the same language. First scream, shout, reprimand. After a couple of hours, what they do? They call and then they said, do you think I am your enemy? All this that I am doing, this is only out of love, only for you. So what we did, our friends, we all conversed and then we made a conclusion that once we get married, we also behave like that. We have to scold the child. So, but this mother is very passionate. Every mother is very passionate, very compassionate. She waits for you to grow. Udaram, udaratva, generosity of the mother. Right? That should not be misunderstood for pampering, right? That's the nature of the mother. Udaram, Padmini, Padmini. I have been, Padmini, let's say how we can put it here. I don't know if I have to say this or not, but I will just say Padmini, meaning, everybody whoever has their name Padmini should sue Apple Store. Padmini, iPad mini. Right? If you look at it, Padmini, iPad mini. So Padmini, one explanation is she is in the Kshetrasagara, we know, living in the beautiful, spotless, stainless lotuses. And when you look at it close by, where are these lotuses? It is right there in the Sahasrara, Padmini. It's right there in the Sahasrara. And then to the Mooladhara, all the way down. So in each part, from Sahasrara to the Mooladhara, who is residing? Mother alone is residing in that energy. So Padma also means the prapancha, prapancha. Why is it called prapancha? Pancha means five. Prapancha, these five elements put together, it's called prapancha. So Padma also means prapancha. The entire world is enlivened by that divinity, prapancha. Is there any part of the world that is not enlivened by this divinity? You cannot even think of. Everything. Namo hridayaya cha niveshpyaya cha namah pagum savyaya cha rajasyaya cha namah sushkyaya cha harityaya cha namo lopyaya cho lapyaya cha. Shri Rudram clearly puts it. Every place. Namo vrikshebhyo harikeshebhyo. Trees, leaves, ocean, the waves, the clouds, the rains, everywhere. Everything is that expression of that Parabrahma Swarupini or Parabrahma Brahmatma, whoever you call it. So she is pervading through this universe, from the smallest particle to the biggest of entire cosmos. Padmini mean. Another meaning is Padmini Padma Mandala, right? So have you seen the Sri Chakra Yantra? I'm just trying to explain whatever, it just comes to my mind, otherwise, I'll forget. Even though if it is time, it's okay, we can catch up in the next session. So Shafalaji will definitely schedule sessions for us. So, but we don't want to rush it through. So we'll just explain each and every word and each and every mantra with all these three levels, Adi Devika, Adi Bhautika, Adhyatmika level. So we just wanted to go through that. So Sri Chakra Yantra, when you see it is, when you see it in two-dimensional, right, it has like 9 different layers, like steps, 9 different layers. The entire structure is also called Padma Mandala. So Padma Mandala, Lalita Sahasranam, Padma Mandala Madhyastha, one who is living in the center of the Padma Mandala. On the final abode, what is there? There is a Bindu Mandala. So where is that Padma Mandala? When you look at from the Sahasrara, the Padma Mandala is in the top of the head, which we knew. She is constantly residing in that Padma Mandala. And then she flows through, or Dhram, that Drava, flows through from the Mooladhara to that string, to the Sahasrara. So every part of your limb, every part of your body will get enlivened because she is living there. You will have to protect your body. You just have to do that sadhana as a seeker. So that is what we are doing all this for. Charana Maham Prapadhye. So to that constant Charana Maham Prapadhye, for that Parabrahma Swarupini, I am taking complete surrender. Charana Maham Prapadhye. Complete surrender. Surrender is, what is surrender? Surrender is when the devotee finally comes to understand whatever experience I go through or whatever comes in my path or unto me, everything is for me to get closer to you. Nothing is rejected and revolted against you. As the experience come, embrace it, move forward with it. So that is the true surrender. So I completely take, you can always say, I completely take refuge unto you. Sharanamaham Prapadhye. Alakshmi. So what are all these Alakshmi? It starts from Ajnana, ignorance, and develops into Ahankara, the ego. Then modifies into Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Mada, Dvesha, greed, lethargy, constant quarrels. If not quarrels, you put down everybody around you. Some cruelty in words, right? All those bad habits, including all the bad habits, whatever we have. I don't want to say what bad habits, because bad is always a choice, good or bad. It's all up to you, how you vision it. So we always make a choice. Like always, whatever is good for me is bad for you. Whatever is bad for you is good for me. So you just make a choice, right? But we will say, for our explanation's sake, we'll say bad habits. So sometimes I wonder, when I go to somebody's houses, the first thing I see is the big bar where you have all the drinks, everything. So that time I always remind me of this shloka. Charanamaham prapatye alakshmir me nashyatam tvamne. Let that be destroyed. Alakshmir me nashyatam tvamne. Dhanyam dhanam pashum bahuputra labam sadasam vatsaram dirghamayu. Please bless them with all these. That is the shloka I always remember that. So that choice of choosing other than Alakshmi is the freedom that we have, so that we allow that happiness, that grace to flow abundantly in our life. So that is this mantra. Charanamaham prapatye alakshmir me nashyatam tvam vrine. So this mantra is written in Tritupandaha, and the Rishi who got revealed to it is Ananda Rishi. Next, moving on, Aditya Varne, next one. Let me go to that slide. Okay. Aditya Varne tapasoti jato vanaspatistava vrikshotha bhilvaha tasya palani tapasa nudhantu mayantarayascha bhakya alakshmi. Aditya Varne. The Varna is that attribute is that she glows like the sun. Aditya, sun. She glows like the sun. Oh, you are confused. Is it Chandra Varna or Surya Varna? We have seen Chandra Varna before. Is it Chandra Varna or Surya Varna? It depends on how you approach Lakshmi Devi. If you approach with the devotion and righteousness, then she has the cooling effect. If you approach with unrighteousness, then she has the scorching effect. So when you go to your, normally when you go to your parents, ask for something, you did something wrong, and then when you go there in front of them, is that the parents are in, will they be in a good mood or bad mood? You will have to reveal things to them anyway. Don't you feel that the scorch within you, right? So it's a different kind of meaning here. So that meaning we will get to that. Tapasodhi jato vanaspati. Tapasodhi jato vanaspati. It is said that, because of her tapas, because of her Lakshmiji's tapas, in the Bhuloka, Bilva Vriksha has grown. Vanaspati stava vrikshota bilva. Vanaspati. What is Vanaspati? We'll look at that Vanaspati meaning in the later stage. Bilva Vriksha has grown. Bilva Vriksha is equally pavitra to have Bilva at home like Tulasi. That is the place where Lakshmi Devi resides. Every house will have Tulasi plant, right? Tulasi. And you should also have auspicious to have Bilva Vriksha also. Bilva Vriksha, you can easily do the Archana to Lakshmi Devi with the Bilva Vriksha. Vanaspatistava Vrikshota Bilva. So pavitra. So when the Tulasi also, and the Lakshmi also resides in Tulasi. That is why when you go to the temple, they give Tulasi as the prasad. You should not just eat as it is. You should not eat and then you just crunch it and then swallow it. No, you should not do it. Pavitram. It has that quality. It is Lakshmi Devi. So what you should do, you take one leaf, put it in your mouth, slowly suck all the rasa out of it. Slowly. Don't even bite it. It's Lakshmi Devi. Don't even bite it. Slowly suck it and then swallow it later at the end. And the speciality of this Tulasi and Bilva is, once you do the Archana, you can take out that Bilva leaves or Tulasi leaves, and then you can reuse that for the same purpose. Do the Archana again to the same goddess. You cannot do it with the flowers. So it is so pure, it's so pavitra. Tasya palani, the pala of the Bilva tree. Tasya palani, tapasanudantu mayantarayascha bhahya. Antascha bhahyascha. Maya antascha bhahyascha. That's how you split that word. Mayantarayascha bhahya alakshmi. May it remove all the effects of Maya inside and outside. Antascha bhahyascha. All Alakshmi should go away. That's what Seeker is asking here. May I be blessed that my tapas is so vigorous or so powerful. Please uproot or destroy all the ignorance. I may fail. Definitely I may fail. I may not have that quality to do that, but I will evolve by doing this tapas. Because my mind is very fickle, right? Wobbling nature. When I start to do the tapas, I go here and there, everywhere I go. Give me the strength to do this tapas so that all kind of ignorance is removed inside and outside. So now we have to see the meaning in detail. Aditya Varne Tapasoti Jato. Now we are up to 11 o'clock. How are we doing with the time, Shefaloji? I think we are 11 o'clock.
We are at that time, so we'll maybe at the end of the shloka, we'll stop Rajesh.
Okay. So Aditya Varne, can we finish this shloka? Or?
Yes, of course.
Okay. Aditya Varne, mother in the form of, here the last mantra, the mother is in the form of Shri Devi. Here the mother is in the form of Bala Tripura Shuntari. So Lalita Sahasranam starts with Sindhuraruna Vigraham Tranayanam. Sindhuraruna Vigraham Aditya Varne, golden hue, Aditya Varne, shining with golden color. Have you ever seen the morning sunrise color? Namasthamraya cha runaya cha thamraya cha. What is thamram? Thamram is a color copper. If you look at the color and the morning, I've seen many sunrises in this country. The couple of sunrises that really amazed me here is one in Grand Canyon. There in the Grand Canyon, there is something called Vishnu Temple. Vishnu Temple. It's board right there. Board is right there. Vishnu Temple. Just on top of the Vishnu Temple, the sunrises. Beautiful, beautiful. Fantastic location. Don't miss it if you want to go to Grand Canyon. Similarly, in Florida, South Florida, here, go to Jacksonville. There's something called Amelia Island, Fernandino Beach. First class, fantastic sunrise. Even in India, I've seen sunrise, but it's not like impressive sunshine for some reason. Here, the horizon, the entire thing is so beautiful, so amazing. Those two sunshines are really, really amazed. I was really amazed with those sunrise, that color, because of the panoramic and beautiful color here. Tapasodi jato vanaspatistava. So with your tapas, you have given a sacred vanaspati. Vanaspati meaning it's a herb, a plant. So vanaspati meaning the plant which bears fruits without having flowers. Have you ever seen Bilva tree give you flower? Bilva tree does not have flower. Directly gives you the fruit. Bilva tree. Vanaspati. So that which bears fruit without having the flowers. So Bilva Vriksha gives out the fruit directly without any flowers. So it directly starts producing the fruits. It has got very high medicinal value. Like tulsi, like basil. There are 16 kinds of basils we talk about. There are 16 or 17 kinds of tulsi. I don't know how many, what is the number. And in English, they are called basils, tulsi, basils. They have slight variation here and there. So as she was doing the tapas, the mother was doing the tapas, Lord Shiva gave the darshana and said, because you did the tapas under the tree, which I like, and then this plant will be your abode, this vanaspati. So in Agni Purana, if you take a lot of Puranas also talks about the Bilva Vriksha. In Agni Purana, Shri Devi took the form of Kamadenu, where that Kamadenu, that place where the cow dung falls, Bilva Vriksha formed. That is one of the story, right? Bilva Vriksha formed. So born from that dung of Kamadhenu, Bilva Vriksha is also called, because of that, it is called Kalpa Vriksha. So just the leaf alone, if you eat dry or wet, whatever, doesn't matter. If you eat it, it can have so much of medicinal value. It can reduce your blood pressure. It can reduce your sugar, and it cleans up all the veins too. Bilva Vriksha has that power. Bilva leaves. Basically all the plumbing work inside the body is taken care. All the veins, everything. What do you do when you have a plumbing problem in your house? You put that clogger, right? So you put that, when the tubes get clogged, you pour that gel, the liquid, which releases all the clog. Similarly here, all the veins, everything will get released when you eat that bilva leaves. It's there. So Vanaspatistava Vrikshota Bilvaha. So if you look at the Bilva Vriksha itself, it has got 3 leaves. So what are those 3 leaves represent? The 3 leaves represents Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwara. And then there is a stalk in between, that stem. That stem is nothing but that Parabrahma Swarupini, which is holding all these 3 Shaktis. Mahalakshmi, right there. Bala, Tripura, Shuntari, you can call whatever name, Adipara Shakti. From whom all these 3 gods have expressed. That stalk, from whom all these 3 gods have expressed. So Bilva is the abode of Lakshmi. So when you see a Bilva Vriksha, go have a tight hug. Lakshmi Devi. Make sure there are thorns, okay? So you have to make sure that. So there are, as we said, there are 3 worlds. We are going into the deeper meaning of this. Shephology, probably it may take time. So, what we should do, we should schedule the next session. We will continue from here.
Absolutely. Our next session actually is, Rajesh, on May 7th. You and I agreed upon May 7th.
Okay.
As being our next session, which will be Suktam 3.
May 7th. Perfect. Yeah.
But please complete, and then we'll...
Okay. So, represents, what does it represent? We have something called, right? A mantra, tantra, tantra. So mantra is basically a formula, and tantra is the instrument. Mantra, yantra is the instrument, and tantra is. So mantra is formula. When you say formula, A plus B whole square plus B square plus 2AB, you say, right? And if a child is introduced to like chemistry, H2O, that's a formula. H2O is water. The child comes back home and then he say, hey, mom, can you give me H2O? And immediately the mom say, mom also in the chemistry module will say, well, what thermal capacity you want? What thermal capacity you want? Right? Then, this conversation goes like that. So mantra, tantra, and yantra. So there are these 3 words to remember here. So you have to know where to apply this formula, how to apply, when to apply. So we know mantra is formula, yantra means tool and instrument. When you do the puja, you use the instrument, right? That's called Panchapatra Udrani, right? That's an instrument, Udrani. So with that, then we move, I don't know why I say that. Let me recall myself. Okay. Yeah. The reason I said this is this Bilva leaf, in so many places, they use this as a tantric purpose. Tantric. We always have a wrong intuition for the tantric. So that is not the meaning. Whatever you think is not the meaning for tantric. Tantric is mantra, yantra, and tantra. Tantra, that is the tantra. So that is why I wanted to, mention over here. Then tasya pala, oh mother, strengthen me to reach that pala, to reach that fruit through the tapas. Tasya palani. So let us, now we have to understand, if I have to go this, we have to understand what is tapas. What is the meaning of tapas? Tapa iti tapaha. That because of which you and come to the essence of it. So that you have that meditation which flows through all the way through. That is the tapas. That is the tapas. Not like when you are, every day you drive to downtown, both going and coming. That is not your tapas. not like, when you constantly or consciously, willingly take a step or move towards something that you are comfortable with. And, you constantly give up, keep on giving up everything slowly, slowly, slowly. That's when you reach that taptapa state. Vinyasam clearly says when you keep on giving up, when you give up what you give up, everything. Agnirme vachishratah vak hridaye hridayammayi agamamrite amritam brahmani vayurme prane shratah. First thing you have to give up is this speech, fiery speech. Vayurme prane shratah prano hridaye voshati vanaspatayo me loma sushratah lomani hridaye hridayammayi agamamrite. Slowly during the nyasam process, during the tapas process, slowly you keep on giving up, giving up, giving up, and then finally you will come to a state that is called Angushta Purusha Matra. What is Angushta Purusha Matra? Angushta thumb finger, Angushta Purusha Matra. That is the state. Finally you will become like this when you start giving up, and then you will be constantly on that blissful state. Right? So that is the tapas. Tasya palani tapasanudantu mayantarayascha bhahya alakshmihi. Remove all the sins, whatever you have done, like inside and outside, whatever things we have, everything, remove all those ignorances from inside and outside. Tasya palani tapasanudantu mayantarayascha bhahya alakshmi. The next mantra is upayetu mam. We will look at that in our later session. So if you have any questions or anything, so you can, you will have few minutes probably. We can, try to contemplate on that. I'm not sure if I can be right on answering that, but I will try.
Thank you very much. While people are contemplating, just want to thank Rajesh for a most beautiful discourse, which was full of meaning, swaras, mantras, beautifully recited, and really so calmly done. We look forward to you continuing to teach us Shri Suktam over the next few discourses. Rajesh, namaskaram, and thank you from all of us. The floor is open to other questions. And I just want to point out in the chat group, Dr. Chamanlalji has been writing some notes for you. So please, if you get a chance, please do open that while the question and answers are going.
I'm just trying to read, yeah.
Yeah, because he's given some very nice meanings to some of the things that, that Rajesh was talking about. So thank you, Dr. Raina, for doing that. And really, beautifully interpreted. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you all for attending, and then we will meet again soon. May 7th, right?
May 7th.
Thank you, Rajesh.
Very nice, Rajesh. Nice presentation.
Very nice part.
Thank you, Ramji. Thank you.
Rajesh Swami, namaskaram. Mangalam bhavatu. I'm going to put this in perspective with what Srimati Shaifalji said today on the date. Today being arranged as part of the Panguni Uttaram, that is Sharanagati. This mantra, particularly you elaborated it, but if you look at the Sanskrit Yaskam part, I'll bring you, that will bring a good closure here.
Definitely, yes.
Chandram prabhasam yashasajwalantim shriyam loke devajutta tam padmi neem eem shabdam.
Correct.
The Bhijam today is Sharanagati. Tam Padmini Neem Sharanam Aham. I'm very pleased that Shaifalji brought this. So you renunciate everything. Tapaha takaraha saukhyadhayakaha iti dhatu. So the word is Padmini Neem. This is very important because it gets lost. Eem shabdaha bhatakavaatakaha. Eem, the sabha, the dhvani is got from the understanding that there is a bridge. Eem dhatu mean mane bridge. Gataka. So Padmini serves as a bridge between Chetana and Paramatma. That's why the Sharanagati comes. Tam Padminim Eem Sharanam Aham Prapadye. We take refuge in the Paramatman through the mediator Visalakshi. Annapurne Visalakshi. Why she is Visalakshi? Sahapatnya Visalakshi Ramam Upagamate Narayanam. Valmiki says.
Right.
So here the concept of Shri is not only material or jnana. Shri is a bridge between this Chetana and Paramatma according to the Veda Sabdam as elucidated by Yaskam. Ye, not Padmanemim. People recite as Nemim. I'm so pleased that you recited the correct Shuddha Sabda. It is not Padmanemim. It is Padmaneem Eem.
Correct.
So that is very apt for today being Panguni Uttaram, Sharanagati. Whether you talk about Sri Ramachandra Prabhu or Skandhan or Sri Ranganathan, all need a mediator. That is Sharanagati Tattva. And this mantra evokes Sharanagati, which is very important in Sri Vaishnava Siddhantam. Shubham, Shubham, Mangalam Bhavati.
Correct. Thank you. Thank you. I wanted to mention that Hanuman and Sri Rama concept also, but lack of time for the Charanagati the example. But,
but you did it well. But the important thing is for
right.
future.
Gotcha.
It is not Padmanemi. The Yaskam clearly says, but even Ganapati says Padmanemi. But from both from Paniniyam as well as Yaskam, it is only Padmaneem.
Correct. Thank you. Namaskar.
Beautiful. The next session is Mata has selected Mother's Day weekend for her next session herself. So we're very lucky that we will have the next session on the Mother's Day weekend with Rajesh ji. Thank you everybody for joining. We're very, very grateful for your support and your patronage and you joining us. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you all. I'll just finish with Shanti Mantra and then we'll finish it.
Thank you.
Tachanyora Vranimage Ghatun Yajnaya Ghatun Yajnapataye Divi Swastirastunaha Swastirmanushebhyaha Udvanjagatu Beshajam Shanno Astuddipade Shanchatushpade Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Namaskaram.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Rajesh. Thank you.
Namaste.
Namaste.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So nice to see you.
Ram Krishna.
Ram Krishna.
Ram Krishna.
Ram Krishna.
Nice.